Secretary Jones is the pastor of Dove World Outreach Center, a small non-denominational Christian church located, until July 2013, in Gainesville, Florida, USA. He is the president of a political group, Stand Up America Now. He first gained national and international attention in 2010 for his plan to burn Qur'ans, the scripture of the Islamic religion, on the 9th anniversary of the September 11 attacks. He was a self-declared independent U.S. presidential candidate in the 2012 U.S. presidential election. He is listed as a candidate for the 2016 U.S. presidential election. In 2011, he was listed by the Southern Poverty Law Center as one of 10 people in the United States anti-Muslim inner circle. Biography, Early Life and Education. Jones, a native of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, graduated from Cape Girardeau's Central High School in 1969. He then attended Southeast Missouri State University for 2 years. Jones received no academic degree in theology but was given an honorary degree from the unaccredited California Graduate School of Theology in 1983, which sought to disassociate itself from him during the 2010 Koran burning controversy. Career: Jones worked as an assistant hotel manager in the late 1970s, then became an assistant pastor with Maranatha Campus Ministries in Kentucky. He went to Cologne, Germany with his first wife to work as a missionary and founded and led the Christliche Gemeinde Paragraph Ellen in 1981, with the church growing to as many as 1,000 members over the years. Initially as a branch of the Maranatha Campus Ministries and a sister church to Dove World Outreach Center of Gainesville, Florida. On September 18, 1997, Jones spoke during the first session of the 105th Congress at a hearing before the Commission on Security and Cooperation in Europe in Washington, D.C., concerning the religious persecution of Christians in Europe. While living in Germany, Jones was fined $3,800 by a Cologne court for using the doctor title awarded with an honorary degree from an unaccredited school. Jones appealed the German government's ruling and later won the right to use the title there. According to the German Evangelical Alliance, Jones was released from the leadership of the Christliche Gemeinde Paragraph Ellen in 2008 due to his indefensible theological statements and his craving for attention. The Gainesville Sun reported that he left the church in Germany after being accused of fraud. A leader of the Cologne church said that Jones didn't project the biblical values and Christianity, but always made himself the center of everything. German press agency Deutsche Presseagentur reported that church members said Jones ran the Cologne church like a sect leader and used psychological pressure on members, subordinating all activities to his will. Der Spiegel reported that Jones had been ejected by Cologne church for creating a climate of control and fear. Following Jones' departure, the CGK closed, then reopened under new, independent leadership. Jones came to lead the Dove World Outreach Center in Gainesville, Florida church by way of his association with the Maranatha Campus Ministries. In October 2010, Jones founded the political organization, Stand Up America Now. On October 27, 2011, Jones announced that he was running for President of the United States, as an independent candidate, with no political party affiliation. He remarked that he was entering the race because none of the candidates were adequately communicating the dire state of the U.S. economy to the U.S. citizenry. His platform calls for the deportation of all illegal immigrants, withdrawal of American troops abroad, and a reduction in bureaucracy and corporate tax rates. In March 2013, Florida media sources reported that Jones, with Dove World Outreach Center, and the organization Stand Up America Now planned to leave Gainesville, Florida and move to Tampa, Florida. In August 2013, the Bradenton Herald reported that the pastor had purchased property near Bradenton and planned to move his ministry there. Personal life: his first wife, Lisa Jones, died in 1996, after which he married Sylvia Jones, with whom he runs T.S. & Company. His daughter from his first marriage, Emma, has distanced herself from his beliefs and practices. Controversies, Quran burning controversies. Jones believes Islam promotes violence and that Muslims want to impose Sharia law in the United States. He authored a book titled, Islam is of the Devil, but did not become widely known until after announcing plans to burn copies of the Quran. In July 2009, Dove World Outreach Center posted a sign on its lawn which stated in large red letters "Islam is of the devil," resulting in objections from the community and media attention. Students from the church attended area schools in August 2009 wearing T-shirts with "Islam is of the devil" printed on the back, for which they were sent home. The plan to burn Qur'ans was first announced on Twitter on July 12, 2010, and was promoted on Facebook and on YouTube. National and international discussion, objections and protests contributed to extensive media coverage. U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton said, "It's regrettable that a pastor in Gainesville, Florida with a church of no more than 50 people can make this outrageous and disgraceful plan and get, the world's attention." The commander of the International Security Assistance Force in Afghanistan, General David Petraeus said, "It is precisely the kind of action the Taliban uses and could cause significant problems. Not just here, but everywhere in the world we are engaged with the Islamic community." The pastor responded to Petraeus' statement that, "We understand the general's concerns. We are sure that his concerns are legitimate. Nonetheless, we must send a clear message to the radical element of Islam. We will no longer be controlled and dominated by their fears and threats." President Barack Obama was asked on September 9, 2010, on ABC's Good Morning America about the Koran burning controversy. He said, "Who could have serious violence in places like Pakistan or Afghanistan? This could increase the recruitment of individuals who would be willing to blow themselves up in American cities or European cities." He said, "I just want him to understand that this stunt that he is talking about pulling could greatly endanger our young men and women in uniform who are in Iraq, who are in Afghanistan. We're already seeing protests against Americans just by the mere threat that he's making. I just hope he understands that what he is proposing to do is completely contrary to our values as Americans, that this country has been built on the notions of religious freedom and religious tolerance," Obama said. He says he's someone who is motivated by his faith. "I hope he listens to those better angels and understands that this is a destructive act that he's engaging in." Asked if the event could be stopped, Obama replied, "My understanding is that he can be cited for public burning but that's the extent of the laws that we have available to us." U.S. Secretary of Defense Robert Gates called Jones asking him not to go through with his Quran burning. Later on September 9, Jones announced the cancellation of the event and a plan to fly to New York to meet with the Imam of Park 51, Faisal Abdul Rauf. Jones alleged that Imam Muhammad Musri, the president of the Islamic Society of Central Florida, had arranged the meeting and that a promise had been given him to move the Park 51 mosque in exchange for the event cancellation. This claim was denied by both imams. Jones was invited to an English Defense League rally in Luton in February 2011 to share his views on Islamic extremism. Anti-fascist group Hope Not Hate successfully petitioned the Home Secretary to have Jones banned from entering the UK. On March 21, 2011, Jones and some supporters held a mock trial of the Quran and set a copy on fire as a punishment for a crimes against humanity. Jones was assisted by Ahmed Abaza, an Egyptian ex-Muslim, and a Texas imam, Muhammad el-Hassan, who argued for and against the accusations. Reaction to the event resulted in riots and deaths in Afghanistan. Terry Jones has received hundreds of death threats, including $2.2 million bounty on his head from the Islamist group Jamaat ad-Dawa. On April 28, 2012, Jones burned a copy of the Quran, protesting the imprisonment of an Iranian-American pastor, Saeed Abedini, in Iran. Jones was fined $271 by Gainesville Fire Rescue for burning books without authorization. An Iranian cleric called for Jones to be executed. In April 2013, Jones announced plans for a Quran burning event to be held on September 11, 2013. In Iran, Pakistan, and at an interfaith conference in Vienna there have been calls for the United States government to stop this event. Army General Lloyd Austin III, commander of U.S. Central Command, called Jones on September 9, 2013, to ask him cancel the event, however Jones declined. Police arrested Jones on September 11, 2013, before he could burn 2,998 Qur'ans soaked with kerosene at a park in Polk County, Florida. He was charged with unlawfully conveying fuel and openly carrying a firearm. Dearborn, Jones planned to protest in April 2011 outside the Islamic Center of America. On the day he was to attend the protest, local authorities questioned him in court, required him either to post a $45,000 peace bond to cover Dearborn's cost if Jones was attacked by extremists or to go to trial. Jones contested that requirement, and the jury voted on April 22 to require the posting of a $1 peace bond, but Jones and his co-pastor Wayne Sapp continued to refuse to pay. They were held briefly in jail, while claiming violation of First Amendment rights. That night Jones was released by the court. The ACLU had filed an amicus brief in support of Jones's protest plans. A week later, on April 29, Jones led a rally at the Dearborn City Hall, designated as a free speech zone. Riot police were called out to control counter-protesters. On November 11, 2011, Wayne County Circuit Court Judge Robert Ziokowski vacated the breach of PSC ruling against Jones and Wayne Sapp on the grounds that they were denied due process. Jones led a rally at City Hall and then planned to speak at the annual Arab Festival on June 18, 2011, but on his way there he was blocked by protesters, 6 of whom were arrested. Police said they did not have enough officers present to maintain safety. On April 7, 2012 Jones led a protest in front of the Islamic Center of America, Dearborn, speaking about Islam and free speech. The mosque was placed on lockdown. 30 police cars were there to block traffic and prevent a counter-protest. Jones returned to Dearborn in October 2012 and led a small protest against alleged Muslim bullying of non-Muslims outside Edsel Ford's High School. School officials denied there was a problem. Terry Jones and his organization Stand Up America now won a victory in court on August 30, 2013 over the city of Dearborn and its chief of police, Ronald Haddad. Judge Denise Page had wrote, "The court finds that plaintiffs are entitled to summary judgment as to their claim that Ord. Number 17 to 33, requiring plaintiffs to sign an indemnification agreement, is a violation of their First Amendment rights of freedom of speech and freedom of expressive association." The related ordinance, Ord. Number 17 to 28, d, requiring the chief of police to grant a special events permit only after an indemnification agreement is signed, also violates plaintiffs' unregistered trademark First Amendment rights. Judge had concluded that both ordinances were unconstitutional. Canada. On October 11, 2012, Jones was denied entry to Canada, where he was scheduled to attend a debate on free speech, because of a previous legal infraction in Detroit, Michigan, and because the German government had issued a complaint against him. The Detroit charge was challenged and overturned in November 2011. Obama effigy. In 2012 Jones hanged an effigy of Barack Obama in the front yard of the Dove World Outreach Center. Another effigy of Barack Obama was burned along with an effigy of Bill Clinton in January 2013. Innocence of Muslims film. In September 2012, it was reported by The Atlantic that Terry Jones was involved in the promotion of a movie vilifying Islam, titled Innocence of Muslims. The movie led to protests in Egypt, Yemen, Tunisia and Libya. In Cairo, protesters breached the wall of the U.S. Embassy and burned the flag. The U.S. consulate in Benghazi, Libya, was largely burned and looted, killing Ambassador J. Christopher Stevens and 3 other American citizens. Jones screened the film for his followers on September 11, 2012, a day he dubbed International Judge Muhammad Day. In November 2012, an Egyptian court convicted Jones in absentia and sentenced him to death on charges linked to the anti-Islam film along with 7 Egyptian Coptic Christians. In December 2012, Belgium raised its terror alert before the release of another anti-Islam movie with connections to Jones. Death threats. Since July 2009, Jones and his church have received hundreds of death threats by phone and mail, while some have been published on websites overseas. In March 2011 it was reported that Jamaat ad-Dawa, a radical Islamist group in Pakistan, issued a $2.2 million fatwa calling for the death of Jones. Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula featured Jones on a Wanted Dead poster in its 10th edition of Inspire magazine in March 2013. References. External links: Stand Up America Now, political organization, Terry Jones for President official website, 2012 FEC filing, 2016 FEC filing.